Ravens fan, this decision could change everything. The future of Baltimore's offense is in the hands of the front office, and what they do in the next few months could determine the team's fate for years to come. Derrick Henry has been a key piece, but his future isn't guaranteed. His contract has a detail that could complicate everything, and the Ravens must decide quickly whether to extend him or move in another direction. If they make the wrong choice, the consequences could be huge. What's happening behind the scenes, and how could this impact the team's Super Bowl chase? Stick around until the end, because this could be one of the biggest decisions in years. Go Ravens! Derrick Henry arrived in Baltimore carrying high expectations, and he did not disappoint. With a dominant season, he proved he's still one of the most lethal running backs in the NFL, racking up 1,921 rushing yards and 18 touchdowns, tying his career best mark. At 31, many thought his performance would decline, but he did the opposite, showing he can still be the centerpiece of a powerful offense. His impact was immediate, helping the Ravens maintain a strong and balanced ground game, something essential for the team's offensive system. During the NFL honors, Henry made a statement that showed just how much he has embraced Baltimore. He said he wants to retire as a Raven, making it clear that he feels at home in the franchise and believes he still has plenty left in the tank. It's easy to understand why. He has found an offensive system that maximizes his strengths and a team that consistently competes at the top of the AFC. Henry isn't just a talented player. He's also a leader in the locker room, and his presence strengthens the team's winning mentality. The big question now is whether the Ravens see Henry as part of their future. His 2025 contract isn't guaranteed, meaning that despite his excellent performance, there's no certainty about his long-term place on the team. Baltimore must decide whether investing in a veteran who has proven he can still perform at a high level is the right move, or if it's time to look for other backfield options. What works in Henry's favor is that the team doesn't have a clear replacement for him, which could make his return even more necessary. If the Ravens want to ensure Henry finishes his career in Baltimore, they need to act fast. A new contract could benefit both sides, giving the player security while adjusting the financial impact for the team. The franchise has already expressed interest in discussing an extension, but other off-season priorities could influence this decision. The uncertainty surrounding Henry's contract fits into a bigger picture, the financial impact and the team's priorities for 2025. Henry hasn't just proven he can still be one of the best running backs in the league. He's become a vital piece of the Ravens' offense. His ability to dominate opposing defenses has helped Baltimore maintain a strong ground game, which is essential for offensive balance. On top of that, his imposing physique and bruising playing style wear down defenses as the game progresses, opening up opportunities for Lamar Jackson and the rest of the offense to shine. All of this highlights Henry's value to the team and explains why a contract extension needs to be carefully considered. The issue is that his 2025 contract carries no guarantees. Henry has a base salary of $6 million for the next season, but that money isn't secured except for a $1 million bonus due in March. On top of that, his cap hit for the Ravens will be $12.9 million, which could force the team to make a tough decision. A contract extension might be the ideal solution for both sides, allowing Henry to stay on the team while helping Baltimore ease its financial burden. The market for elite running backs has hovered around $12 million per year, meaning Henry could push for a raise over his current $8 million annual deal. However, the Ravens must weigh whether this investment is worth it given his age and position. The fact is, Henry is still playing at an extremely high level and hasn't shown signs of significant decline, which could make a renewal more reasonable for both parties. If Baltimore truly wants to keep Henry, the time to act is now. A contract extension would bring more stability to the offense and allow the team to plan for the future with more confidence. But the Ravens also have other offseason priorities that could impact this decision, particularly left tackle Ronnie Stanley's situation, which remains uncertain. The need to resolve financial and contract issues will not only affect Henry's future, but also other key pieces of the roster. Henry's situation can't be analyzed in isolation because the Ravens have several major decisions to make this offseason. One of the biggest concerns is the future of Ronnie Stanley, who has struggled with injuries over the past few years. The left tackle carries a heavy contract, and his inconsistent performance hasn't justified the high investment. If Baltimore decides to move on from Stanley, they'll need to find a reliable replacement to protect Lamar Jackson, which could impact the financial flexibility needed to re-sign Henry. Beyond the left tackle position, the Ravens also need to strengthen other areas of the offense. The offensive line could see some changes, and the receiving corps still needs more consistency. consistency, especially in crucial moments. This means the team must balance its investments wisely to keep the offense competitive. Henry fits into this plan, but the Ravens must determine whether re-signing him is a priority or if they should explore more cost-effective backfield solution. Looking at the running back market, Baltimore could be in a strong position to negotiate. The value of running back contracts has declined in recent years, which might allow the Ravens to keep Henry without heavily impacting the salary cap. However, if another team is willing to offer more, the Ravens will have to decide how far they're willing to go to keep the veteran. It all comes down to balancing financial impact with Henry's continued value on the field. With so many key decisions ahead, the Ravens must determine their course of action before committing to any contract extension. If Henry continues performing at a high level and the financial situation allows for a new deal, keeping him makes sense. But if the franchise needs to prioritize other areas, the running back's future could become uncertain. And that uncertainty grows even more when looking at the depth of the Ravens' running back group. All right, we're already past the halfway point of the video, but I just realized you haven't left a like yet. That's super important because it helps YouTube keep recommending my content to you, so I can keep bringing you the latest Ravens updates. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free. All right, let's keep going. If the Ravens had a young running back ready to take over the lead role, the decision regarding Henry might be simpler. But for now, that doesn't seem to be the case. The roster includes Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell, and Rasheen Ali, but none of them have proven capable of replacing Henry as a true RB1. Hill is more useful in the passing game. Mitchell has struggled with injuries and still needs to prove his durability, while Ali is a rookie who needs more time to develop. Henry's presence provides stability to the offense and allows the Ravens to maintain a physical and dominant playing style. Without him, the team would have to rely on a more rotational approach at running back, which could compromise offensive balance. Additionally, Henry has a psychological impact on opponents. His presence in the backfield forces defenses to prepare differently, creating opportunities for Lamar Jackson and the passing game. This makes his importance go beyond just the numbers he puts up on the field. If the Ravens choose not to re-sign Henry, they will need to find an alternative to strengthen the position. This could mean investing in a new running back through the draft or free agency. However, finding someone who can have the same immediate impact as Henry might be difficult, especially considering the physical and aggressive playing style he brings to the team. Even though Mitchell and Ali have potential, relying on them as immediate replacements would be a major risk. This leaves Baltimore with a crucial decision: bet on continuity or take the risk of a transition without a clear successor to fill Henry's role. If the team wants to keep competing at the top of the AFC, maintaining a strong backfield will be essential. How the Ravens handle this decision could directly impact the future of the offense for years to come. If there is a right time to decide Henry's future, it's now. The Ravens have the flexibility to adjust the running back's contract and secure his stay for a longer period. A well-structured extension could benefit both sides, giving Henry more security while reducing the impact on the team's salary cap. The player has already made it clear that he wants to stay in Baltimore, so the ball is in the front office's court to make that happen. The challenge is that any decision about Henry must consider the team's long-term plan. If the Ravens believe he can continue playing at a high level for a few more years, a contract extension makes sense. But if there are concerns about his durability or long-term impact, the team might opt for a shorter deal or even explore other options. The balance between cost and benefit will be the decisive factor. If an extension doesn't happen in the coming months, Henry's future could become uncertain. Without contract guarantees, he could end up leaving Baltimore sooner than expected, creating a gap in the offense. The fans and even the locker room seem to support his return, but the final decision will rest with the front office. The Ravens' recent history shows that they don't usually make big investments in veteran running backs, so it will be interesting to see how the situation unfolds. Regardless of the outcome, Henry has already made his mark on the Ravens and proven that he can still be one of the best in the NFL. Now, the question is whether Baltimore is willing to keep this partnership going. The answer to that question could shape not only Henry's future, but also the direction of the Ravens' offense for the coming season. The Ravens are facing a decision that could significantly impact the team's future. Derrick Henry has shown that he still has plenty to offer, but his return depends on a well-planned contract extension. Additionally, the team has other financial priorities and must balance everything to remain competitive. If Baltimore chooses to extend his contract, Henry could continue as a key piece of the offense for years to come. Otherwise, the Ravens will need to find alternatives to keep their ground game strong. What do you think? Should the Ravens re-sign Derrick Henry, Or would it be better to invest in a different direction? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates on the team.